The Young and the Restless spoilers. Nate stood in his small office, holding the DNA sample Amy had slipped into his hand with a steady, determined gaze. His heart raced. The idea of a brother igniting a spark of both hope and disbelief within him. All his life he had assumed he was alone, at least as far as siblings went, yet here was a sliver of possibility that he wasn't. This DNA sample could change everything he thought he knew about family. But it also came with more complications than he'd anticipated, especially considering Amy's intentions. Amy, the woman standing at the center of this mystery, had a calm confidence that Nate couldn't quite decipher. She had handed him the sample with a cryptic smile, urging him to confirm it. Yet he couldn't ignore Devon's repeated warnings. His friend had seen right through her, cautioning him that Amy's motives weren't as clear as they appeared. That she was playing a deeper game. "She's got an agenda, Nate," Devon had said countless times. "You need to be careful. It's not just about family for her. She's out for something more." But Nate's curiosity overpowered his skepticism. Could he truly have a brother out there? Someone with shared blood? Someone who might bring a new sense of connection to his life? He thought about what it would mean if the DNA test confirmed his suspicions. A brother could mean a new beginning, but it would also bring a responsibility that he hadn't prepared for. How should he treat this stranger who, if the test proved positive, was more than just another person in his life? Would they share an instant bond? Or would it be an obligation he would be forced to carry? The possibility overwhelmed him, blurring his logical perspective. He had always been level-headed, but this time, he didn't want to think about consequences. He was drawn to the idea of family even if it meant dismissing every warning Devon had given him. "It's not like I have much to lose," he muttered to himself. Amy's motives might be unclear, but he doubted she could exploit him. His life was modest. Nothing flashy, nothing valuable for someone to seize. He was just Nate, after all. Yet, as Devon had pointed out, this wasn't about his possessions or wealth. It was about his trust, his vulnerability. And that was something Amy could easily manipulate. Devon's suspicions of Amy's intentions didn't end with simple warnings. Eventually, his frustrations grew too strong to keep silent. He confronted Amy, his voice filled with anger and suspicion as he asked, "Why, Amy? Why are you so set on getting Nate to believe in this story? What are you really after?" Amy regarded Devon with a level, intense stare before responding, her voice cold and unwavering. "This is about justice. Your friend's father ruined my life, took everything I held dear. He is responsible for years of pain I can never erase. And if Nate is his son, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure he suffers the consequences of his father's sins." Devon's eyes narrowed, his anger mingling with shock. This isn't Nate's burden to carry. His father may have done terrible things, but dragging Nate into it, hurting him just because of his bloodline, is cruel. You're using him for revenge. A flicker of emotion passed through Amy's eyes, but her resolve remained. "Cruelty? Don't talk to me about cruelty until you've endured what I have. This isn't just revenge. It's about balance, about making sure the wounds he left behind are felt by someone close to him. And who better than his son?" Back at his office, Nate still held the DNA sample in his hands, unaware of the conversation unfolding between Devon and Amy. He was lost in thought, his mind swirling with what-ifs and maybes, entirely engrossed in the possibility of having a brother. Devon had tried to tell him about the danger, about Amy's bitterness. But in this moment, Nate was willing to risk it all. What did he have to lose? But Devon knew Nate's blind trust was dangerous. He had watched his friend fall for Amy's manipulations, convincing himself that he was immune to her plans, that he had nothing she could take. Devon realized the truth. Though Amy wasn't after Nate's wealth, she was after his heart, his belief, and his trust. Once she had those, she would have all she needed to carry out her twisted version of justice. The coming days saw Devon wrestling with his next move. He knew that to truly protect Nate, he would have to keep an eye on Amy and uncover her deeper plans. He had to stay close, to anticipate her every move, and to make sure she didn't succeed in dragging his friend into a trap that he would never escape. As for Nate, he would face the harsh reality soon enough. Devon hoped it wouldn't be too late. This was no longer about a simple DNA test or a curiosity over family ties. It was a battle between past pain and present hope. with Nate.